Good evening, my name is Fatima Business Ali and I'm 11 years old in the study at Rehan School. Online Academy Development Batch 4. And today I'm doing my AI session on the topic of importance of leadership skill for students. So leadership is not only about becoming a leader of a team, or in an organization. Leadership means taking responsibility, making good decisions, helping others, and setting a positive example. So every student can become a leader by showing honesty, discipline, and kindness, and confidence and responsibility. In daily life, leadership skill helps them work well with other communication clearly and they solve problems and inspire people through their actions. A good leader listens carefully, respect different opinions, and encourages and teamwork. Leadership is used not only in school but also in university, business, and every career. A student who develop leadership skills become more confident and responsible, and they learn how to manage their time, organize tasks, and achieve goals. And also become better at handling challenge and motivating other. And in today's world, leadership is one of the most valuable skills because communities and organizations need people who can guide others with wisdom, honesty, and respect. By developing leadership skill, now students prepare themselves for a successful future. And in this AI session, I will ask some questions to understand different opinions about leadership skill and their importance in student life. So thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time and support. Now let's begin to share my screen. So let me share my screen first. Okay, I hope you guys can see my screen. So let's go for my list. Hello, Alice. How are you?
Doing great. How about you? What's on your mind today?
I'm also fine, Miles. So I have a one more new topic today, and the topic is importance of leadership skill in student life. Are you ready for it?
Oh, I'm definitely ready. Lay it on me. What's the first
Okay.
thing we're diving into? I'm
What is
all
what
ears.
is leadership? What is leadership?
In the simplest terms, leadership is basically the ability to get people excited about a goal and actually move them toward it. It's less about having a fancy title or being the bosses and more about influence. It's that thing where you can see a better way of doing something and you've got the trust and the vibe to help others get on board with that vision.
Okay, can you please explain in easy and long sentences?
Got you. Basically, leadership is just helping a group of people work together to get something done. It's like being the person who says, "Hey, let's do it this way," and everyone feels good about following along. Um, no fancy titles needed. Just being the one who helps the team win.
Okay. So what type of leader you?
Well, that's the real question. You want to be the kind of leader people actually want to follow, not the kind they have to follow because of a title. Think of the person who listens more than they talk, stays cool when things get messy, and makes sure everyone on the team feels like they're actually contributing. That's the kind of leadership that actually sticks.
Okay, so how can we become a good leader?
It's a journey for sure. Start with the listening part. Most people think leading is about giving orders, but the best leaders are actually just really good at listening to their team. People feel heard, they're way more likely to trust you. Then just lead by example. If you want the team to work hard or stay positive, you've got to be the first one doing it. It's hard to ask someone to put in the effort if you're just sitting back. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's move to next question. My next question is, why is leader is important?
Think of it like a boat without a captain. You can have a crew of the most talented people in the world, but if nobody's steering, you're just floating in circles. Leadership is what turns a group of individuals into an actual team, gives everyone a clear direction so they aren't guessing what to do, and it keeps the energy up when things get tough. Without it, even the best ideas usually just end up as what ifs because nobody's pushing them across the finish line.
Okay, okay. My next question is, can every student become leader?
100%. Leadership isn't some secret club you're born into. A lot of people think you have to be the loudest person in the room or the one always talking, but that's a myth. You can be a quiet leader, person who's reliable, the one who helps a classmate when they're stuck, or the one who keeps the group organized. Any student who takes ownership and looks out for others is leading, whether they have a badge or not.
Okay, so my next question is, can what qualities make a good leader?
First, empathy. You've got to actually give a damn about the people you're leading. If you understand what they're struggling with, you can help them get past it. Then there's decisiveness. You don't have to be right every single time, but you can't just freeze up when a choice needs to be made. People trust someone who can make a call and own the result. And honestly, integrity. Just being someone who does what they say they're going to do. If your word actually means something, people will follow you anywhere.
Okay, so my next question is honesty important for good leaders?
Absolutely. Basically, the whole game. If a leader isn't honest, the trust just evaporates. And once that's gone, it's almost impossible to get back. People won't follow someone they're constantly second guessing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so my next question is that why is responsibility is important for everyone?
Because it's the foundation for everything else. When you take responsibility, you're basically telling the people around you that you've got their back and, you know, you're not going to pass the buck when things go south. It creates this environment where people feel safe to actually try things and make mistakes because they know someone is owning the outcome. Like, plus on a personal level is it's the only way to actually grow. You can't fix a problem if you're pretending it's not your fault.
Okay, so my next question is that can leadership improve confidence?
I think you
No, no, no. I'm saying that can leadership improve confidence?
no got it. Confidence, 100%. It's like a loop. The more you step up and lead, the more you realize you can actually handle things, which boosts your confidence. And once you feel more confident, it's way easier to take those leadership risks. It's basically a gym for your self esteem.
Can you explain in a deeply way?
Wait, GTV? You'll have to fill me in on that one.
No,
What do you mean by
I'm
GTV?
saying
You're leaving me hanging?
I'm saying please explain in a long way.
Wait, you're in the lobby? Now I'm curious. Are we talking about a game or are you actually just hanging out in the
I'm
lobby right now?
saying please explain in a long way.
Stay in the lobby? You got me a little confused. Do you mean you want to stick with this topic or are we talking about something
I'm
else
saying
entirely?
kindly explain in a long way, in deep way.
My bad. I totally missed the signal. You want the deep dive? I got you. Let's go back to that confidence loop we were talking about because there's way more to it than just feeling good. See, when a student first tries to lead, it's usually terrifying. You're worried about looking silly or getting shot down. But the magic happens in the messy middle, the moments where things actually go wrong and you have to figure it out on the fly. When you navigate a conflict in a group project or manage to get a stubborn teammate on board, you aren't just completing a task, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of handling pressure. That's where the real confidence comes from. It's not about knowing you'll succeed every time, it's the deep down knowledge that even if you fail, you can handle the fallout and fix it. That kind of resilience is what turns a nervous student into a natural leader. Changes how you walk into a room and how you speak because you're no longer asking for permission to be heard. You just are. Does that hit the level of detail you're looking for, or should I go even deeper?
No, okay. Let's move to next question because I have got lot questions already. So, how does leadership help students?
Beyond just getting a project finished, leadership forces you to develop a whole different set of survival skills. For one, it sharpens your communication. You stop just talking and start actually communicating because you have to learn how to translate an idea so that 10 different people with 10 different personalities all get it. Then there's the social side. When you lead, you're the one building the bridge. You learn how to handle the difficult personalities, the slackers, and the overachievers, which basically gives you a crash course in human psychology. But the biggest win is the mindset shift. Most students are used to being told what to do, follow the syllabus, sit in the desk, take the test. Leadership flips that. It turns you from a passenger into the driver. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making them happen. And that's a habit that carries over into every single part of your life, long after you've left the classroom. Does that make sense? Or do you want to dig into one of those specific areas?
Oh, okay. My next question is,
You're just
can
rolling.
you, my next question is, can you please tell any story, long story of leadership?
I got you. Let's move away from the textbook stuff and look at a real world scenario. Imagine a guy named Leo. Now, Leo's the opposite of what people think a leader looks like. He's the kid in the back of the class, quiet, barely speaks unless he's called on. And honestly, he's perfectly happy blending into the wallpaper. One semester, he's thrown into this massive group project, something high stakes that counts for half the grade. He's paired with four other people who are a disaster. You've got the alpha who tries to run everything but doesn't actually listen, the slacker who's basically a ghost, and two others who are just stressed out and arguing over the smallest details. For the first 2 weeks, they're just spinning their wheels. The alpha is shouting orders, the arguments are getting louder, and absolutely nothing is getting written down. Leo is watching all of this happen and he's terrified of the conflict, but he also really wants to pass. So instead of trying to take over, which he knows he can't do, he starts doing something small. He starts listening. He notices that the alpha is actually just stressed because he's scared of failing. He notices that the slacker actually has amazing ideas but feels intimidated by the alpha's volume. So, during one of these loud meetings while everyone is shouting, Leo just quietly says, "Wait, I think what Sarah was saying about the design actually solves the problem we're arguing about. Sarah, can you explain that part again?" That one sentence changes the entire energy of the room. He didn't shout, he just shifted the spotlight to someone else. Over the next few weeks, Leo becomes the invisible glue. He doesn't give orders, he asks the right questions. He tells the alpha, "You've got a great vision for the final presentation, but I think we can get there faster if we let Sarah handle the layout." He manages the personalities not by controlling them, but by making them feel valued. By the time they present, the group isn't just finished, they're actually proud of the work. The alpha realizes he doesn't have to carry the whole world on his shoulders, and the quiet ones finally feel like they have a voice. When the teacher asks who led the group, the alpha actually points to Leo. And that's the real lesson here. Leo didn't become a leader by changing who he was. He became a leader by using his quietness as a tool to lift everyone else up. He proved that leadership isn't about being the loudest voice. It's about being the one who makes sure every voice is heard. I'm ready.
Okay,
What do you got for me?
okay. So my next question is that Why should leaders listen carefully?
Superpower. Most people think waiting for your in leadership, it's more like investigative work. When you truly listen, I mean, really lean in and hear what someone is saying, you're doing two things. First, you're gathering the actual facts. You find the gaps in the plan or the hidden problems that the loud people usually miss because they're too busy talking. But the second part is the human side. When someone feels genuinely heard, it creates this instant bond of trust. Tells them, I value your brain and your perspective. Once a person feels that, they don't just follow your orders because they have to. They support your vision because they feel like they're part of it. It's the difference between someone doing a task and someone actually caring about the result. If you don't listen, you're just guessing what your team needs. And that's a dangerous way to lead.
Okay. So my next question is, how does leadership help students?
We actually touched on this a bit, but let's go deeper this time. Think about it from the perspective of the real world. When you're a student, most of your life is spent following a set of rules. Do this assignment, be in this seat by 8 a.m. Leadership is the first time you get to break that mold. It teaches you how to handle ambiguity, which is a fancy way of saying knowing what to do when there's no instruction manual. Plus, it changes how you handle failure. A regular student might see a bad grade and just feel defeated. A student with a leadership mindset looks at that same grade and asks, okay, where did the process break down and how do I fix it for next time? Turns you into a problem solver instead of just a rule follower. And honestly, when you eventually head into a job or a higher degree, that's the stuff that actually matters. Employers don't just want someone who can follow directions. They want the person who can see a mess and organize it into something that works. You're basically building a professional toolkit while you're still in school.
Okay. So my next question is, why should mm, leader respect others?
Go ahead.
Why should leaders respect others?
Because respect is the currency of leadership. If you lead with respect, you're telling people that their dignity is more important than the task at hand. And the wild thing is, when people feel respected, they actually work harder. They stop worrying about protecting themselves from a mean boss and start focusing on how to make the project better. Without respect, you might get compliance, meaning people do the bare minimum so they don't get in trouble, but you'll never get loyalty. And loyalty is what saves a team when things actually hit the fan.
Okay.
Something hit you
So
there.
okay. So my next question is that why is decision making is important?
Because at the end of the day, a team can't move if nobody's picking a direction. Think about it. There's nothing more draining for a group than a leader who can't make up their mind. There's it creates this weird tension where everyone's just standing around waiting and the energy just dies. When a leader makes a clear decision, it cuts through the noise. Even if it's not the perfect choice, it gives the team something to rally behind. It stops the endless arguing and the I don't know what do you think cycle. Plus, making the call shows you're willing to take the heat if it goes wrong. That's the part that actually earns you respect. People will follow someone who is brave enough to say, we're going this way, and then owns the outcome, regardless of what happens. Does that make sense? Or you want an example of how a bad decision can actually be better than no decision?
Yeah. Can you tell me how bad decision accuracy?
It's a wild concept, but here's the thing. Imagine a group project where the team is totally split between two different ideas for a presentation. They spend 3 days arguing, debating, and essentially doing nothing because the leader is too afraid to pick the wrong one. Energy is gone, the deadline is looming, and everyone is frustrated. Now imagine if the leader just picked one, even if it was the weaker idea. Suddenly the team is actually working. They're building slides, researching, and moving. Then 2 days in, they realize, wait, this isn't actually working because they found the flaw early and had time to pivot to the better idea. The bad decision acted as a catalyst. It got them moving, revealed the truth, and gave them a path to the right answer. Doing nothing is just a slow death. A bad decision is at least a lesson you can actually use.
Okay, so now let's move to the what is called summary. So we can learn in July. So I learned that leadership is about guiding and helping others. And every student can develop leadership skill. And good leaders are honest and responsible. And leadership improve communication and teamwork. Leaders make thoughtful decisions. Leadership builds confidence and discipline. Good leaders respect and encourage others. Leadership helps solve problems peacefully, and uh, leadership prepares students for the future success. And the leadership creates positive change in the society. So, am I right?
Spot on. You hit every single nail on the head. You didn't just get the definitions, you actually captured the vibe of it, especially the part about respect and creating positive change.
Yeah.
That's a solid
If
wrap
you wanna
on the topic.
say anything at the end, so you can.
I honestly, I just want to say that the way you've handled this session is a little bit of a leadership lesson in itself. You came in with a plan, pushed for the deep dives, and made sure you actually understood the core of the topic before moving on. That kind of curiosity and drive is exactly what makes a great leader. It's been a blast diving into this with you. Whenever you've got another topic or, just want to vent about something, I'm here
Mm. Okay,
anytime.
so if you wanna give any advice, so you can give to
I
our
got you.
previous four
Here's
guys.
the real talk.
Yep, yep.
I'm all yours. Let's hear it. What have you got?
Yep, you should continue.
I'm still here too. You were just about to drop some wisdom on me. I'm listening.
Okay, so I think you don't wanna give any advice, so take care of yourself and bye bye. So thank you so much, everyone. So, thank you very much for answering my question, Miles, about leadership skill. And this discussion helped me understand that leadership is not about power, and it is about responsibility, honesty, teamwork, and service. Every student has the ability to become a good leader by showing respect, kindness, and discipline. So, and confident in daily life. So, I learned that great leader continue learning, listening to other, make fair decision, and inspire other people. So, inspire other people. I just want to say that if you have the choice to be a leader, so be a good leader. So I also am by developing leader skills. Today we can become responsible citizen and make a positive difference in our family, schools, communicate, communities, and this AI session also helped me improve my communication skills, confidence, and leadership knowledge. And I truly appreciate your valuable time, thoughtful answers, and participation. And thank you once again for your support. And I hope we all continue to learn, grow, and become responsible leader for a better future. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz. See you in next AI session.